Liverpool's relationship with the FA Cup might not be as romantically attached as the European Cup, but they have won it 7 times. Ahead of their clash with Chelsea, let's have a look at what happened in the Reds' previous 14 FA Cup finals. Liverpool first reached the final in the 1913-14 season, coming up against Burnley. The match was settled with a Bear Freeman goal on the 57th minute, with Burnley seeing out a 1-0 victory to record their solitary FA Cup win. The tie was notable for being the last FA Cup final staged at Crystal Palace. It would be another 36 years before Liverpool would reach the final again, going down to a 2-0 defeat to Arsenal, courtesy of 2 goals from inside left Reg Lewis. Reds manager George Kay dropped Bob Paisley from his lineup in a moment that the future Liverpool legend said shaped his ideas on dropping players. 1965 was the big one. Liverpool's revival had begun under Bill Shankly, but they still had the FA Cup curse to lift. The teams traded blows over 90 minutes, and in extra time, Roger Hunt opened the scoring, with Billy Bremner equalising soon after. With the match heading for a replay, up popped Ian St John to head home one of the club's most iconic goals of all time. The game is also notable for Liverpool's Jerry Byrne breaking his collarbone after 5 minutes and staying on the pitch to complete the match. 1971 saw more final disappointment against Arsenal, who went on to do the double in a match that was again 0-0 after 90 minutes. Steve Highway struck first, with George Graham equalising for the Gunners, and in a half-fought battle under the Twin Towers, Arsenal's Charlie Droge struck the winner, resulting in his iconic celebration. Shankly's last great Liverpool side produced a dominant performance against Newcastle United in 1974. After a slow first half, the Reds upped their game in the second period, shifting the ball from side to side in a way never really seen from an English side. A Steve Highway goal and a Kevin Keegan brace settled matters at 3-0. Having already won the league, Liverpool's dreams of a continental treble were dashed by the old enemy of Manchester United in 1977. 3 goals in 5 minutes in the second half pushed United ahead 2-1, but Liverpool's disappointment will be eased a great deal 4 days later, however, when they won their first European Cup in Rome. 1986 saw them face another fierce rival, Everton, in the first all-Merseyside FA Cup final. The Reds had pipped the Toffees to the league title a week earlier, and revenge looked on the cards when Gary Lineker put Everton ahead. However, an iconic bust-up between Bruce Grobbelaar and Jim Beglin seemed to wake the Reds up, and 2 goals from Ian Rush and a further strike from Craig Johnson put the game to bed as Liverpool claimed the double. Liverpool headed back to Wembley in 1988, looking for another double after dominating the First Division with their flair and creativity. They were heavy favourites to defeat Wimbledon, but the South London team had other ideas, having risen from non-league obscurity to the top flight in 11 years. Lawrie Sanchez's headed goal and a John Aldridge penalty miss sealed the Reds' fate. The 1989 final was played in the shadow of the Hillsborough disaster, and it was only fitting that neighbours Everton were the opposition. John Aldridge put his penalty nightmare from the previous year to bed when he opened the scoring after 4 minutes, although Stuart McCall took the game into extra time with a 90th minute equaliser. The teams traded goals, and it was up to the maestro Ian Rush to settle matters with a 104-minute winner. Liverpool were again the favourites in 1992 when 2nd Division Sunderland made it to the final. It was a spirited display, but even in 1992 vintage of Liverpool were too good. Michael Thomas and Ian Rush got on the score sheet, resulting in the only trophy of Graham Souness's ill-fated tenure. The 1996 final against Manchester United was a drab affair, most remembered for Liverpool's cream-coloured suits worn in the pre-match walkabout. For 85 minutes, the game produced few moments of quality before Eric Cantona popped up to fire the ball through a crowded penalty box. United won 1-0 in what would be Liverpool legend Ian Rush's final game for the club. 2001 was a remarkable year for Liverpool, who went on to win 3 cup competitions, but were under the cosh against Arsenal in the FA Cup. When Freddie Ljungberg scored after 72 minutes, it looked like the cup was heading to Highbury, but Liverpool just didn't give up, and a prime Michael Owen seized the day with 2 late goals to complete a thrilling comeback. When it comes to thrilling comebacks, 2006 has them all beaten. Liverpool just didn't get going, and when West Ham went 2-0 up in the first half, things were looking grim. However, this was an era when Steven Gerrard was reaching his peak. Goals from Gerrard and Cisse drew the game level, but the Reds found themselves a goal down deep into injury time. Up pops Gerrard again with one of the greatest goals of his career, and Liverpool went on to win on penalties. Liverpool's last appearance in an FA Cup final was against modern rivals Chelsea, mirroring this Saturday's fixture. Chelsea started brighter and were 2 up after 52 minutes. Liverpool responded well, with substitute Andy Carroll scoring and having another effort saved off the line. Liverpool would beat Chelsea 4-1 in the Premier League 4 days later in what would prove to be Kenny Dalglish's last season as manager.